All right, so I had a beautiful client email me, and I tried to make a video today, but my Zoom was unstable, so I had to turn it into an audio. But basically, the client was like, I see my twin flame in the physical all the time, in the physical, and he says these things, and then he runs away, and then he drives me crazy with the back and forth. Here's the thing about it, is that if you keep focusing on the 3D, you're gonna keep staying in the same loop that you were always in, because this is a consciousness journey. So what that means, consciousness journey, is that if you guys take my 12 Myths Masterclass or mini course, I show you what it means. What does a consciousness journey mean? Like, you're literally on a consciousness journey, meaning this twin flame journey is here to help you raise your level of consciousness. That's what the twin does in the physical. The twin is like the physical representation of your consciousness, because, they're your soul, they're your consciousness. They share consciousness with you. That means all your thoughts and feelings and beliefs and all that stuff, and all your experiences and your traumas are there in the shared consciousness. Also, the energy body is the same. It's basically one energy body, and they basically have no choice but to mirror to you what you need to clear in the physical, which is really cool. So essentially, every time they come into your physical reality, they're going to be poking at you, triggering you to try to get you to heal something, one thing. Okay, so my twin we had all these weird communication issues. So weird, like just a weird communication. So basically, he would block me in the physical. Then he would tell me, I would send him snail mail letters, and a couple of my letters got through, but most of them, literally the universe would have the post office send them back to me, because I kept talking out to my twin flame. Talking out to the twin flame, trying to get the twin flame to do something in the physical. And the twin flame would not respond. The twin flame was driving me crazy. The twin flame was like blocking me and ignoring me and not answering me. And like, I just wanted to be heard. Does that make sense? Like, there was this thing in the consciousness that you want to communicate and you want to be heard. And what was really funny that I noticed, my observation, is when we were together in the physical, my twin would ramble, blah, 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 sort of like a stream of consciousness. Like a nervous talking stream of consciousness that was, he was unable to shut up. And what I noticed is that, like, he talks to himself a lot in real life. Like, he's always mumbling and rambling and talking under his breath when he's working. And I do that too. I totally do that too. Like, it sounds a little weird, but essentially he's the physical representation of the consciousness. So he's doing in the physical what I'm doing on the inside to myself. So I was constantly talking to myself in my head about the whole thing, like rambling and talking and thinking and analyzing and overanalyzing and trying to understand and trying to figure it out, constantly in my head 24 hours a day. Which is funny, because like, I noticed that about him, is that he wouldn't text me, but the funny thing is I was just trying to communicate myself via letters and texts and all this stuff. So we had this very strange communication thing that would happen. So he would not respond when I was trying to do that to him, because I was basically projecting my fear out at him, if that makes sense, via communication, via nervous or trying to be understood, trying to be heard, and then he would just block. Does that make sense? Because there was an underlying assumption that I need him to validate what I am saying. I need him to hear me. I need him to understand. And this was like a lot of trauma, okay? Because my mother, I came from a very traumatic background. My mom was an alcoholic, so I'm an adult child of an alcoholic, right? And my mom would always try to like reason with me and communicate me and make me understand things verbally until they were resolved. But the weird part is that she was like an addict, so there was no way things could be resolved. It was basically, an unresolvable issue until she was sober, but she wasn't. So like, essentially, I learned at a very young age that I have to over communicate to help people understand my feelings. And my feelings are not logical or understandable in any way, but it doesn't stop me from like verbally exploding out all of my thoughts and feelings. And I did that to my twin. And the interesting part is that like he would always block me because I felt unheard. I couldn't feel heard. The thing is though, is that this is an inner journey to clear all your shit on the inside. So instead of he solving my problem for me by talking to him on the outside, my journey was to go inside and solve my problem within myself. Meaning, I need to understand myself and to understand and love myself unconditionally without having to justify myself verbally to that twin out there, if this makes sense. This is how the journey works. The twin is always doing to you what you are really doing to yourself on the inside. This is something that I want you to understand, that no matter what your twin is doing on the outside, you have to resolve it on the inside of you. You can't resolve it with the twin because the twin is you. And they're not the creative force. You are. You're the divine feminine energy. You're the one who is on the spiritual awakening path. So you have to take it upon yourself to clear and transmute and resolve these things within yourself. You do that by going within and feeling resolved about whatever the issue is on the inside of you. Does this make sense? There isn't really a way to resolve it out there because the 3D doesn't create, the 3D only reflects. The 5D, which is your soul, that's your higher being, is the thing that's creative. So what I want you to do is really think about what it is that you are thinking about yourself on the inside. What is it you're thinking? What is the twin triggering in you by saying the things that he's saying, coming in, going? What does that really say to you about how you feel about yourself? You must resolve it from the inside. Listen, if you need help, if anybody is hearing this and say, you know, I'm sick and tired of the back and forth, it has to stop. You have all the tools that you need, but they're not out there. They're not able to be resolved outside of yourself. They are only able to be resolved within here. And how do you resolve feeling, like for me, feeling unheard, feeling misunderstood, feeling that nobody really understood what I was saying? Which is why the twin was like, when I would see the twin, he would just mumble, just like sort of like a stream of consciousness. And it was cute, like the things that he was saying was cute and I love listening. But what's funny is that like, I noticed that I would sit back and just listen when he was there, when he was there. And I really didn't actually respond, which is funny because he's doing the same thing to me. Does that make sense? So he's just letting me talk, not responding. And then I end up solving the problem myself, which is a beautiful thing because that's how you're supposed to do it. On this journey, you must do this on the inside. You must do the work on the inside. You can't really resolve it. This is not a soulmate relationship. Okay, this is not a soulmate thing where you can resolve it with the person in their face. They're not going to really let you do that because you need to be able to self-soothe, transmute energy. You need to be able to raise your own level of consciousness. So nobody is going to do this work for you. You must do it for yourself. So what's the trigger? And then you must love yourself there in the midst of the trigger. Why are you feeling triggered? What is it? What do you think this means about you? What do you think it means when the twin does this, that, or the other? Does that make sense? So that's my response to you. And for everyone else, please click the links in the bio or the description box, wherever you're watching this. The Mastermind is par excellence. Amazing. It's the best thing that literally my soul helped me channel this stuff. I'm serious. It's probably better than any twin flame course out there because I've taken them all and none of them worked. It's basically what I put together in my frustration because I did all the wrong things and I needed to know exactly what to do on this journey. That's exactly what the Mastermind is. It's a life glow up for everybody who's ready to stop spinning around and spiraling in the same old cycles. You can create the life that you want, the life of your dreams, but it's really up to you. It's absolutely up to you, but you can do it. Click the link.